Apple has officially lost its way with the iPhone 16e. After taking some time to reflect, it's clear that Apple has completely forgotten the original purpose of the iPhone SE. The SE was meant to be an affordable gateway into the Apple ecosystem, making it easier for people to switch to iOS. But at $600, with so many compromises, the iPhone 16e does the exact opposite. Instead of being an accessible entry point, it's simply a bad deal. Let's be honest for a moment. When you compare it to what's available in the market, the competition absolutely destroys this phone. Sure, the iPhone dominates in the US, and Apple is incredibly skilled at locking people into its ecosystem. Many people considering the iPhone 16e wouldn't even glance at an Android phone, no matter how much better the value is. But that doesn't justify Apple taking advantage of its customers by selling outdated hardware at an inflated price. Just because people will buy it doesn't mean they should. Honestly, Apple could have avoided all this criticism if they had just priced it correctly. If this phone had launched at $499, we'd be having a completely different conversation. At that price, it might have actually been a decent deal. But at $599? It's just insulting. To begin with, the iPhone 16e is missing some key features, starting with MagSafe, a feature that has been standard on every other iPhone for years. And it's not just MagSafe, it doesn't even have an ultra-wideband UWB chip. That means no precision finding for AirTags and no support for upcoming UWB smart locks. Then there's the display, still stuck at 60 Hz in 2025. That alone makes this phone feel outdated the moment you pick it up. Apple loves to talk about user experience, but apparently, that doesn't include a smoother display. And here's another classic Apple move, marketing a limitation as a feature. They're calling the single-lens camera a 2-in-1 setup, which is just a fancy way of saying digital zoom. Every phone can crop into an image and call it telephoto, but Apple acts like they've reinvented smartphone photography. Under the hood, you get an A18 chip, which sounds great until you realize it's been downgraded compared to the regular iPhone 16. It has fewer GPU cores, because, why not cut corners even more? And it doesn't stop there. This phone also debuts Apple's first in-house modem, but guess what? It's likely worse than Qualcomm's. No mmWave, probably no Wi-Fi 6E, because again, why not? Of course, Apple is using Apple Intelligence to sell this phone, which, let's be honest, is one of the most botched software rollouts we've ever seen. Half the features aren't even available yet, and by the time they arrive, will probably be on the iPhone 17. And let's not forget Apple artificially limited which devices get these features. The iPhone 15 series could easily run Apple Intelligence, but Apple decided, oops, only the 15 Pro and newer. Convenient, right? And what does Apple Intelligence actually do? Magic eraser? Google had that 3 years ago. Summarizing text? Cool, but is that really worth upgrading for? At the end of the day, this phone exists for one reason: carrier deals. This is the phone you get for free when you switch carriers or add a new line. And normally, that would be fine, except Apple is actively making worse phones just to fit into these deals. Instead of offering a true budget-friendly iPhone, they're selling an overpriced, artificially limited product, knowing most buyers won't care because they're getting it on a payment plan. If you need proof, just look at the pre-orders. When the iPhone 16 Pro Max launched, certain configurations sold out in 18 minutes. Apple had to push delivery dates back within the first hour. That hasn't happened with the iPhone 16e, which means demand is low. But let's be honest, the people buying this phone aren't the ones pre-ordering. They're more likely to walk into a store and grab one or get it for free from a carrier. But that doesn't change the fact that Apple is playing its customers like fools. The iPhone SE used to be about value. The iPhone 16e is about profit. Apple could have avoided all this backlash if they had just priced it right. But at this point, I don't think they even care. Because they know their customers will buy whatever they throw at them as long as it has an Apple logo on the back. Meanwhile, Samsung is finally delivering something we've all been asking for with the S26 Ultra.